Our third storyteller is a neighbor of mine, someone who lives in the very endangered mobile home court in our neighborhood, the Buena Vista Mobile Home Court. And he lives there with his wife and two children who are both here today, but they're pretty far in the back in case they have to leave in the middle of this story. But we get Roberto for his whole story. He is from Guanajuato, Mexico, the state, not the city. And he's lived in the Bay Area since 1980. He became a citizen in the late 80s. He installs septic tank systems in the hills where people don't have all the pipes and stuff. And he's going to share some very riveting details about getting across the border as a 15-year-old to start a whole new life here. So thank you for sharing, and come on up, Roberto.
Hi, everybody. My name is Roberto, and I'm from the little rural town in the middle to Mexico. So, in my town was a bunch of friends. They tried to make a plan to come to U.S. And one of those friends, my friend Virginia, she had a husband already live in Redwood City. But she had two boys, Roberto, about 9 years old, and Jesus, about 7 years old. So they make a plan, and they invited me to come to USA too. So I go, well, really I want to go, but I want to ask my dad and my mom. And so I talked to my dad, and I go, well, you know what, Dad, I have friends to leave pretty soon to US, and I want to go. I want to try. But he told me, well, you need money to do that. I go, of course I need money, but it was a big deal for my dad because it was a lot of money. And my dad said, well, you know what, just give me a few more days and I can ask my friends. I asked my neighbor about to borrow some money, and I give the money. So make you plan to go to your friends and see what happened. So a few days later, my dad told me, well, I have the money ready to go. So I told my friends, hey, I have the money ready to go. So they say, okay, so we have a plan to leave in next week. So the next week, me and another two guys, Virginia and two guys, was 6 guys total. So we leave to the town and take a 3-day trip all the way to Tijuana. So when we arrived to Tijuana, Nicholas called to the coyote. I have my wife and a couple more friends ready to try to cross the border. So the coyote take us to the motel, and she say, well, just relax for a little while because tonight we're leaving to U.S. So around 10, 11 o'clock in the night, she go to the motel and pick up and leave, and we stay in the mount. So when we take off to the car, was completely dark, in the middle to the night, was cold, like I remember, and I feel like it's impossible to leave that. But we stayed together. The courier bring the another 6 guys. So it was 3 girls. The first girl, she was about 19 years old. The second girl, she had a little baby 3-4 months old. And the third, she was 2 weeks to born the baby. She was this big, the stomach. And the night was terrible. And everybody started to say, oh, this is way too cold, but we don't have anything to cover. I have my own jacket. And I put Jesus, there was the little baby. I told him, you know what, just go right behind my jacket. So I put Jesus behind my jacket, and he hold me for the neck. And I put my jacket like this, and we start to walk. So it was 12 guys and the coyote. So we start to walk and up to the hill for about 2.5 hours. After 2.5 hours, the little baby start to cry. And the courier say, well, give the bottle or just feed the baby. But the new mom, she goes, I don't have any milk. And the courier say, just try to give something. And she goes, just give it bread. No, no want it. I don't have any more milk. So the courier, he was terrible. She say bad words, and I don't want to say here. But, and she goes, hey, I'm sorry, but I don't have anything to give to feed my baby. The courier asked the girl, you have the bottles? Yes, I have 2 bottles. Just give me the bottles. So he take the bottles, and he disappeared for about 10 minutes. When he coming back, he bring the bottles but full of water. I don't think the baby want to drink water. He want to drink milk. So the new mom just give the bottle of water, and he still fall asleep. So we keep working, we keep walking up to the hill. So when we started to go down the hill, was the deer trails down to the hill, bushes, cold, dark. The girl was for the big stomach, almost to burn the baby. She slipped in the trail, and coming down, and start to slide down to the trail. One of those guys just catch with a hand and pull it. So we try to lift her up again and just keep walking. The couriers most of the times, they go. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. They work for the schedule like everybody. Because supposed to be they pick it up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's still far away to the point to pick it up, the people. So we walk it down to the hill, we across the freeway, was the freeway in the bottom to the hill, and we go all the way down, we across the freeway. So when we across the freeway, everything was flat. There's no more hills. So we start to walk in the field, and I smell like tomatoes. And yeah, it was a big land of tomatoes. So no, we don't drink water for 4 or 5 hours, and just walking all the time, walking. So I try to find, I put a tomato underneath to the plant, and I find a big one. And I told the guys, hey, you know what, this is tomatoes. Why you don't eat tomatoes right now? Because it was completely, everybody was dry. But one of those guys told me, hey, you know what, probably they have a poison. And I go, well, and have a poison, so that's the end to my life. So I just take the tomato, clean it off on my pants, and when I take the first bite, it was all nice and fresh, and like a glass of water. So I eat all the tomato, and the other guys they no eat nothing, they no take anything. So I eat 2 tomatoes, and I feel like, wow, I make it. So we walk for another 2.5 hours. In the flat area, that's easy to walk. So the courier told us, in 15 minutes, they pick me up. So it's better just to hurry. So we walk a little bit more fast in the flat areas. So we stop, and he checked the time. He goes, we're 10 minutes behind, so it's better just to go. So we went another 10 minutes, and we get the point when the lights for the car start to flashing, and the guy say, that's him. So come on, hurry up. So they open up the truck, was the pickup camper. So the 12 people just go into the truck. In 1 minute, just lock it up and boom, take off to Los Angeles. So in Los Angeles, when we arrived to Los Angeles, and he goes, okay, we make it. So now I want 4 guys coming in the time. So we come, the first 4 guys, put it in the apartment. He coming out to get another 4, and another 4. And so when everybody was inside to the apartment, he asked, if somebody want to take a shower, take a shower. or somebody want to make your own sandwich, just in the refrigerator, there's the bread, there's the turkey, there's the sodas, whatever you want, just make for yourself. I think for myself, well, I take a shower, but I don't have a clothes. So it's not make any sense to take a shower and put my same clothes. So I go over there and open up the refrigerator, I make my own sandwich and eat my sandwich. By that time, Virginia called Nicholas. Hey, Nicholas, I'm right here in Los Angeles. So please just come over. Nicholas goes, well, you know what? It's 7 hours drive. So I take off tonight and I see you in the morning. So the next morning, he showed up in Los Angeles. And he paid $375 for each guy. It was 6 guys total. He paid $375 for the little kids too. So he paid a bunch of money to the coyotes. And the next morning, we're leaving to Redwood City. So we make it in Redwood City, but I start to think about to the job. What I need to do to find the job. I know Nicholas and the family. So my friend Nicholas talked to Pedro from Zacatecas, Mexico. And Pedro, he goes, I got a job for you. And you want to start tomorrow, that'd be great. I go, yeah, I'm ready to go. So that week I worked 3 days, $50 per day. And when I see the first $150, and I go, wow, that's a lot of money compared to the money I made in Mexico. But Christmas time's coming, and Christmas time we no work, we take a couple days off. So past the Christmas even, and I work another 3 days. But by that time, I go, wow, hey, I don't have enough clothes, so I went to buy a clothes. It's not a brand new, was for the second hand, because there's not enough money to buy a good clothes and buy a good shoes. So I went over there and I bought a couple pants, pair of shoes, shirt, jacket, you know. And by that time, we celebrate the first year. I far away from my family. And Christmas time and New Year, I never was away from my family. And I go, wow, hey. But in my heart, I think about to help my family, help to survive a little better life to my brothers and my parents too. You got a little change to the life. So my friend Felix, he had a job for me in the New Year. So I started to work permanent job in January. So I started to work for a tortilla factory. That's a Chinese tortilla. That's a square tortillas. And I was there for a few years. I was there for a few years. The tortilla factory is still there in East Palo Alto. And my brother worked there. But I go, wow, I have a job. I have a permanent job. $375 for 2 weeks is not enough, but I go, it's better than it was before, right? So I think about the first check. I told Nicholas, nobody leaves free. Nobody eat free. So I want to give money for the rent. I want to give money for the food. And he goes, you know what? Just give me a little money for the food. For this month, you leave free. By the next month, you start to pay. It was a big help for me. I go, okay. So I give you $50 for a week for food. And at the end of the month, I contributed because it was $875 for rent. So I gave some $200 for a month. But in that time, I feel like it's a good support for my family because Nicholas taking me to the liquor store. Liquor store is still there in Redwood City too, to buy the first money order for my mom. So I buy some money order for my mom, and Nicholas showed me to fill it up and to send money back to my town. When that thing happened in my heart, in my mind, I go, oh, thanks God, because I across the border was a hard, put my life, endangered life, or danger to go across, but I did it. So I feel like I did it. I changed my mom's life and my parents. I lost my mom in this March, but the rest of her life was better. Enough money, she never, when I arrived to United States, she never get any to say I don't have a money to leave. She was the last years good life for my mom, and really I make a big difference for my mom, my parents, and the rest of my family. Thank you very much. Thank you.